Why don't you open the show since you came up right when I went live? Why don't you go ahead and open the show? You want me to show you how to do it? You want me to show you? It's like this. Hey everybody, it's Ian, Starship Adventures. I'm here with my co-host, Mama Bleep, and we are doing our Thanksgiving Eve show, and here we are. We're only going to be on for about an hour tonight. I'm going to be setting up for a 2-day trip that I'm going to take starting tomorrow morning, and you guys are coming along for the ride. It's going to be one of my first all-adventure trips that I'm going to be doing. We're going to be doing POTA, we're going to be doing radio, HF, making contacts, maybe a little FT8 in the car, and I'm also going to do tomorrow night's Sights and Sound show from a remote location. And we're going to see how that goes for the very first time. So there you go. We'll see how that goes. But that, like I said, that will be the Sights and Sounds of Earth show tomorrow night. Will be from an on-location location. So we'll see how that goes. So I am going to do a Thursday night show. I wasn't going to, but everything in my life has changed since I spoke to you guys last. And so I'm giving everybody a chance to get in here. We've just moved some dates around, and no big deal. Everybody's okay. But I do need to move a few dates around with you guys. Okay, I was going to go Friday, Saturday for this trip. Mom is still under the weather, so we're going to go ahead and push Thanksgiving back to Sunday. So my family, we're going to ignore Thursday. We're going to act like tomorrow's not happening, and then we're going to do it on Sunday. It's no big deal. It's a date, right? I'd rather my mom be feeling well so she can enjoy the food and the fellowship. So we all unanimously, instantly agreed that we would push it off as long as we needed to so that she will be healthy and ready, because my mom's a foodie and Thanksgiving's one of her favorite days of the year. And I really want her to be able to enjoy it. You know, I think it's so important. Anyway, I do want to welcome everybody. Hello, everybody. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures, the Sights and Sounds of Earth. And we are broadcasting, myself and Mama Bleep tonight, broadcasting live from my studios in my backyard here in North Fort Myers, Florida. And we are broadcasting worldwide on YouTube, the world's largest broadcast platform. And we are broadcasting over Fios fiber at amazing speeds. I just did a speed test with my laptop yesterday, and I'm pulling down 1.1 what was it? Terabits? I guess it would be 1.1 terabits per second. It's the numbers are so big I don't know how to say them right. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm so absolutely impressed with this Fios that we get here, this Quantum Fios through Glass. This is not a paid endorsement. Just telling you, $75 a year for life, $75 a month for life, and I'm all set to go. So there you go. All right, over on H&I, we got Star Trek: The Next Generation. We got the Open playing. It's nice when I'm doing pre-show in here, I get to watch the original series. I always, anytime, yes, I'm greasy. I don't wear makeup, sorry. When I watch Star Trek: The Original Series and I see those old episodes, it's warm and fuzzy. It's like being home again. You know, it's literally the glow of the fire and the warmth of home. Those episodes are just so cool. And then I like all the other stuff too, but it's just there's something about those original series, even the ones that aren't that good, are amazing. All right, so anyway, there you go. I'm broadcasting live tonight, like I said, from here. I don't even have all this set up over here. This is the laptop, the tablet, all the information, all that. All this hardware is already half taken apart because I'm only going to do 1 hour with you guys tonight, because there's not a lot going on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to I feel good right now. My health is good right now. I have energy right now. I've been running around doing stuff. That's why I'm kind of sweaty. And I want to go out and get my car fixed up tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an hour on here, and then I'm going to go out and spend a couple hours on my car getting it ready, because I want to leave early in the morning. I'm going to go out. POTA starts early in the morning and it goes till pretty late at night. I want to go out and hit a couple parks like around 10 o'clock in the morning, which means I need to leave here about 9:30. So that's kind of my goal, is to get out of here at 9:30. Well, I got a lot to do. I got cameras to mount. I got all kinds of wires to run. I got shit to figure out. I got the deck that I got to figure out. I've got the parts and everything, but I got to build the deck where the computer's going to sit in the side screen and all that. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot of bullshit. And so I'm gonna go work on it tonight. I'm gonna try to get the deck all figured out tonight, and I'm gonna get everything except the expensive equipment in there tonight. And then tomorrow morning, I'll get up at 6 in the morning. I'm usually up right around first light. It's almost a crazy thing. As I've gotten older, some people call this sundowner syndrome or something, but as I've gotten older, it's harder and harder for me to stay up after dark. I mean, and I'm okay. Look, I do this show almost every night, right? But it's harder and harder for me every year. I can see why people like, oh, I don't know, Joe Biden would have a hard time staying up past 5 o'clock. As you get older, it gets harder and harder to stay awake. And so, but the other thing that's happening to me is I used to sleep in the morning, 9 or 10 in the morning if I could. I work afternoons, and I do this show at night. Why can't I sleep the hell in? Well, I'll tell you what, I don't anymore. I'm usually up, I get up, and I'm laying there, and I can feel when it's first light. And I'll look and go, no, 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 and I'll keep telling myself no, and about 5 minutes later, I can see the sky lighting up, and I'm like, yep, that was first light. I'm getting to where I literally wake 10 minutes before first light every morning. I don't know what it is. It's kind of a circadian rhythm thing that I got going on. But it's crazy. Hey, Victor, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And hey, Heath, how you doing? Yeah, I'm having a good night. I'm a little exhausted. I got home from work and I ran around. I had to do a bunch of stuff and feed cats and check on kittens. But I'm here and I'm doing this show for, like I said, about an hour tonight. We'll see how it goes. And then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to be going out. I'm going to clean out my car. I went to 3 car washes on the way home. They were all closed. So what I'm going to do in the morning, when I leave out of here, I'm going to head out 31 and I'm going to go to the Lawhon Spray and Pay up there. And I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to wash it myself. And then anyway, I'm heading towards Tampa, but I'm going to take the back roads. I'm literally going to take the back roads all the way to Tampa. She's all behind the computer and the screen, so if this goes out, I'll come back on in a few minutes. Mama, why don't you come out of there? She's in one of her moods tonight. When I left my classic rock playing. It was not loud. I don't listen to loud music. It was at a normal volume. So she sat in here for about 5 hours and listened to Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and Fleetwood Mac and Tom Petty and the Eagles. And so she's kind of a little rambunctious right now. All right, so let's take a look. I got a few things on the big screen tonight. What we got starting out here, I got, that's just Fox 4 now. Oh, let me take those text things off because, hold on, let me transition this back for a second. I forgot to take these text things off. There we go. Let me put that back. Okay, there we go. And all right, so there we go. Now what we've got is center, top right. Those are the only 3 shots we have of any civil unrest that's going on right now. And it looks like one of those, the guy's in his car talking, and the other one looks like it's reverted to a structure fire somewhere. Probably that one in Taiwan, that big building that burned. Boy, that's sad. So I really don't think we have much in the way of protesting tonight at all. The center one there, this is a rotating shot of areas where we're receiving winter weather. It was a blizzard. They got a few feet. It wasn't the end of the world. The places that got snow are places that can handle snow. I'm not saying it wasn't a big deal, but it wasn't that big a deal. And the ones right up here, these are both These are both in Michigan, I believe. I could have actually left those captions on there, but that's all right. And then I got the radar up here, and as you can see, there's still some snow all blowing around up here around the Great Lakes. Hi, Mama. What you doing? Oh, okay. She talks, but she's so soft-spoken that I kind of have to read lips. I can see her talking, but I don't really hear her talking. You want to go out, Mom, Katie? Here, you want to go outside? Here. Go in there. Come on, Ed. Come on, Eddie. Eddie. You know how you always have a favorite or two? Well, I do too. Mama Bleep's one of my favorites, but the other one is Ed Earl Grey. He'll be back in a minute. They have to immediately check out the food bowl of the other cat to see if they got better food. Because he'd be right back over here to file a grievance. Hey, that bitch has got better food than me. Hey, Junior, what's up, man? Welcome in. Yeah, it's still burning. It's going to burn for days. What a mess. Guys, you know, I got to tell you something. I'm a libertarian, okay? I believe that about 80% of laws that we have could be abolished and we would actually live better than we live now. However, I make exceptions. I'm a retired fire chief. I think I've told you guys this. All right, I've retired as the chief of the department. I did it for nearly 20 years. And I'll tell you, I was a fire marshal for a while. I was a shift captain, a shift lieutenant. I did all the different jobs. And I ran the department at the end. And I'll tell you guys something. There's certain things you have to have laws for, like robbery and burglary, for instance. We gotta have laws that are pretty strict, that you can't go in other people's shit. Okay, we understand. Even libertarians understand that. I'm not an anarchist. I'm a libertarian. I believe that most government is not needed, but there are areas where they are needed to be sharp and on time. And so, this is how I feel about fire codes, for instance. The NFPA, the National Fire Protection Association. Okay, this is basically a non-profit deal where they come up with the best fire codes and then they're adopted. Fire codes are so important. And the fire department has a lot of latitude when it comes to enforcing fire code. They also have a lot of latitude when it comes to grandfathering and timing out repairing things and stuff like that, so that they don't put businesses out of business. But that being said, it's very important. When we build a building here, they're absolute pricks. And I know they are, because I was one, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the job. I didn't like being a fire marshal. I didn't like doing fire inspections. I didn't like signing COs. I just didn't want my name on a bunch of shit. I didn't build it. I just inspected it. And if it burns down and kills 10 people, you know, I don't want that on me, because, I mean, I checked it the best I could. Anyway, the point is when it comes to fire codes, I'm not a libertarian. I'm an absolutist. We need fair, honest fire codes. And most of the fire codes that we use today, I believe, are reasonable. Should we make anybody that's building a hotel put sprinklers in it? Yes. Jesus, yes. Sprinklers will hold at bay or stop 99% of fires where everything's stored properly, the sprinklers are installed properly, and everything's turned on properly. They work 99% of the time. You can't get that kind of guarantee anywhere. So fire codes are so important when it comes to buildings. Now, every floor you go up, you double the danger, you double the risk, you double the pleasure, and you double the joy, whatever it is. Every story you go up, you double the risk of killing people, lots and lots of people. And there's so many examples of that without going to Hollywood, because they made some good ones too, like the Towering Inferno. What you doing? Man, ain't this cat beautiful in these lights? He's steel gray, but when he gets in these red and blue and purple lights, he's just absolutely gorgeous. He's like he's a 10 or more. He's getting older. He wandered up here as a stray, but he was completely tame. We picked him right up. And I'm like, oh my God. And he kept coming back and he wouldn't leave. And I'm like, well, you've got to belong to somebody. He was only like maybe 6 months old. I'm like, you've got to belong to somebody, buddy. You're beautiful. I mean, he's a pet store cat. He wouldn't last till lunchtime in a pet store. He's just beautiful. Of course, he's an old man now. He'd have to go to like a cat nursing home or something. He's a magnificent cat. He's beautiful. Yeah, and he's awesome. And like I said, he was never feral. He was perfectly tame, but he wandered up here. He wandered up here looking for food and companionship. And then he went through his teenage years. He really didn't care about me much. But now that all the other people that are living here are all working out of town and I'm the only one here, which leads us to the thing where I've become his best friend. I mean, he meets me out at the gate. He's standing out there like an owl on the pole by the gate where I have to unlock the gate. He's standing there waiting on me. So yeah, let me get back to the codes. Not every country builds to the same building codes that we do. And that is why we see really bad fires in our past and still see really bad fires today in other countries, like in Mumbai, where I think that was where the whole outside of the building burned off. The building, they saved the building, they just had to put a new outside on it. It was like that was, so whose idea was to wrap this building in flammable bullshit? That just, who thinks of stuff like that? You know, and I know the rationale is probably, well, we're going to put it on the outside, the people are on the inside. Yeah, that's logical as hell. So anyway, it's so absolutely very important in the world that we have good building codes, because if you're building your own home, I think you should be able to sign a waiver and build whatever you want, and the county would log that home down as a non-contractor home. But see, most places, there's still a lot of places that do this, but most do not. I believe I should be able to build I should be able to tear the walls down in my house, and of course most of us do anyway. But you know, you're supposed to notify code enforcement if you move a plug in your house from one wall to another. You got to notify them. So let me see if I can put this. Hold on just a second, guys. Let me pull this up over here. Some good B-roll here. Alright, give me just a second. It's hard to produce and do all this at the same time. I just want you guys to see some of these images. The images that are coming out of this are just incredible. They're just, wow, they're just terrible. Some of the stories coming out of whole families that never emerged. All right, give me a second here. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this. This is from ABC News. I'm just gonna roll this with no sound, just so you guys can kind of see what's going on. It's in Hong Kong. All right, the death toll is rising. At least 40 people are dead, hundreds missing, according to officials. London, oh, I'm sorry, forget London. At least 40 people were killed and hundreds reported missing after a massive fire engulfed a residential apartment complex in Hong Kong's Tai Po district on Wednesday. The fire broke out at Wang Fuk Court, not making this up, shortly before 3 p.m. and local time Wednesday, and was upgraded to a 5-alarm fire, according to city officials. 3 men associated with the construction firm in charge of the renovation at the housing complex have been arrested and are under investigation in connection with the fire, according to Hong Kong police. They reported that during a press conference earlier, just a little while ago, actually, Thursday, because early Thursday. It's Thursday. It's already Thursday over there. Heartbreaking images of this man out here begging for people to help. His wife's up in the tower. They've been married for 50 years. My God. And she, of course, she's dead, I'm sure. At least 40 people so far reported dead, according to police, as the death toll continues to rise in the hours since the fire started. Over a dozen were injured, including many who were transferred to 2 different local hospitals, according to fire officials. Some 279 people have been reported missing. Oh my God. That's probably will not equate to 279 on the deaths, but normally you look at about 50% of that, because there's a lot of over reporting and there's a lot of people that are okay that haven't checked in yet. Let's hope it doesn't rise to 279 people. They got 40 confirmed dead and 279 missing. That's incredible. That's terrible. Absolutely nuts. One of the dead was a firefighter who had been called to the scene near Sha Tin Fire Station, according to Andy Young, the director of fire services. Young, in a statement, named the firefighter as Ho Wai Ho, 37, adding he was found collapsed at the scene of the fire. He was rushed to the hospital where he later died. The pictures are fantastic. They're terrible. The fire has resulted in many casualties, including a firefighter. We know that. Let's see. They repeat in these articles. This one here is by ABC. They repeat the same things over and over and over. It's like, if you don't have anything to write, just keep it short. You're not getting paid by the word, ding-a-ling. Lee said in an earlier statement posted to the social media, I expressed deep sadness and deep condolences to the families of all the dead and the injured. Secretary Ting Ping Q said that fire department was doing the utmost to put out the fire. What can you do? I want you guys to think about something. I'm a retired firefighter. I want you to think about something, okay? We had no aerial trucks, but these people have aerial trucks because they've got big buildings. But the highest aerial truck in our county today won't quite get you to the 10th floor of a building. I think we've got maybe a straight stick that's 120 feet. With the angle, that doesn't usually get you to the 10th floor. Maybe the 9th. Maybe the 8th. It depends on where your truck is and where the first floor is, and how close you can get. Do you have to go on an oddball angle? So when you get a building that's 50 feet in the air, the moment you go over 100 feet in the air, the fire department becomes extremely limited on what they can do, because they now have to use the infrastructure that you have in the they have to now use the infrastructure you put in the building, the pipe stands that you put in the building, the hose boxes that you put in the building, the fire extinguishers that you put in the building. This is what there is. There's not going to be fire trucks 20 feet away with 1 3/4 hose lines coming in the door and 2.5 exposure lines. Not going to have it, because we're 200, 300 feet up in the air. And so what you have to do is you have to rely on the infrastructure that the building's manufacturer put into the building. It's called a standpipe system. You ever walk by buildings and you see those pipes sticking out the side? Those are called a Siamese. and you feed your 2.5s or your 4-inch storts or whatever you got into that on the wall of the building. And what it does is it shoots the water up faster and higher than the city water pressure can do. And that way, if people are fighting the fire up there, or the sprinkler system is on, okay, or someone's got the hose out of the hose box, or there's a firefighter up there that's hooked his hose pack into that standpipe system, then you're going to double their pressure, and you're going to give them a fighting chance up there by hooking your engine, your pumper, basically into that Siamese that goes into the standpipe system. You know, Victor, it's funny because after 9/11, I said, you know, for years, I've been saying in these big buildings that what they really need to do is have a room up on the roof. They need to have a big room up on the roof that's protected from the rest of the building, and have it have it up there, and have 1,000 parachutes, and every 10 years you just replace them. And just have them pre-packed. They're survival chutes. There's nothing special about them. You put it on, you hook it in, you put it on, and the moment you jump, it deploys, and hopefully you live. Hey, I'll take it. It's better than any of the other people that tried anything else to get down, because nothing else worked. Anybody that was above the fire floor on 9/11 perished. I don't believe there's a single person that survived that was above the fire floor, that was above the impact floor. Yeah, and see, if they don't have, maybe they don't have a code that requires a big, huge standpipe. If there's no standpipe, you have to advance the hose up the stairwell. It takes 2 firefighters for every floor to advance a hose line up a stairwell. I've done it. Okay, so in other words, if you're going up 15 flights of stairs, it takes 30 firefighters to advance that hose, because every 8 or 10 feet, another guy has to pick it up and start carrying it, and everybody has to walk at the same time up the stairs. Advancing a charged hose line up the stairs is a C, if you know what I mean. Okay, it's one of the harder things you'll ever do in the fire service, and that's why we make these buildings put in a damn standpipe system. Always put in a standpipe system, because that way you can send water up to your firefighters or up to your civilians if they're using hose boxes, or up to your sprinklers if you've got open heads.
In 2024, after the recall, the FDA declared that there wasn't enough data on
Whatever. I love how shit just starts playing on some side screen somewhere. Okay, so that's that. Let's move on here. I want to talk to you guys about what I'm doing over the next 2 days. I am planning to 2 days starting tomorrow morning. I'm leaving here about 9 or 10 in the morning, and I'm heading towards Tampa area. And I'm going to drive up through the middle of the state. I'm going to go up through Arcadia. I'm going to go past Babcock Ranch, go up through Arcadia, and I'm going to take US 17 up through Bowling Green, and I'm going to go on up that way to Bartow to 98 towards Lakeland. There's a bunch of parks up that way, and I'm going to hit 3 or 4 or 5 of these parks on the way up. Then I'm going to stay with friends up there, and while I'm there, I'm going to do an hour or so on Sights and Sounds tomorrow night. I'm going to do a test broadcast, basically, from sitting in my car doing a Sights and Sound show using my friend's high-speed internet connection. We should be able to do a fairly normal Sights and Sound show, and we're going to try it. We're going to see how it goes. It may be a little rough. It'll be fun. We're going to be testing equipment. We're going to have multiple cameras, everything doing stuff. And because I'm on a landline system, an internet system there, hopefully it'll be fast enough that it will support the multi-screen stuff. But if not, we're just going to come on. We'll do a show. We'll update on everything that's going on. We'll check the news and do all that kind of stuff. So it'll be cool. So that's tomorrow night. tomorrow night I'm going to be on at 9 o'clock like normal with a Sights and Sound show for about an hour. I'm not doing a real long one. And I will be doing it from Tampa area in the car, sitting out behind my buddy's house. It'll be cool. And then, so tomorrow on the way up, if I hit a park, every time I hit a park, if the internet is good, I'm going to go live. And you're going to be able to see my radio. Didn't I do? I don't know. Well, here, I can just show you here. You guys, I'm sure you saw this already, most of you. But here you can see my radio now. See there in the lower left corner? You can actually see this radio now. You see where I'm pointing right there? That radio, you're actually looking at it right down here below me, right here. And that's really cool if you think about it, because now you can. Ed, what are you doing? Did you find a spot to lay down, buddy? You want me to move this? I'll move this. Okay. Anyway, so you can see the radio now, and of course, look at my noise floor tonight. It is it's 15 over 9. If anybody's wondering. The noise floor here is nuts, and it's my whole neighborhood. It's not just my house. I've drove all around. It's bad. Anyway, so that's the thing. The radio will be in the car tomorrow. The new computer, the tablet, the new cameras, the Wi-Fi system. Everything's going to be hooked up. We're going to be testing it with the capture card. It's going to take me several hours just to get all this installed in my car. That's why I'm actually going to sign off here in about 30 minutes. I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to go out and start working on my car. I feel like I can put an hour or two in tonight before I go to bed. I'm not totally worn out right now like I normally am. I feel pretty good. I'm kind of excited because I'm going to get to see some friends, and I'm also going to be able to do a lot of broadcasting over the next 2 days, because when I leave on Friday on the way home, I'm going to hit a bunch of parks on the way home. I'm going to do live drives on the way home. We'll stop and check out some different things on the way home. I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. I'm going to do a lot of broadcasting, and I'm going to be testing all the different abilities that I have with all this equipment. So it should be really cool. I'm really looking forward to doing all this week. And then Saturday, I actually have the day on Saturday, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing yet, but I'm probably going to do something on Saturday as well. I'm really wanting to get up my programming hours this week. I want to get some other things going besides just this show, and also I'm going to be doing a product review on that UV32 that I just bought. I'm also going to be doing a product review on the Yaesu FT710, which I'm looking forward to doing, because other than one setting issue I'm having a problem with that I think I'll be able to resolve, I'm in love with this radio. It's an amazing radio. So, all right, and we're going to be setting all this up in the car tomorrow, and we're going to be driving, and we're going to see how, we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to hook it all up, and we're going to test it. We may get to the first place and nothing works, and I'm going to have to screw around with it. I don't know. But be looking, set your notifications, and be watching for our broadcast. And no, I will be on tomorrow night at 9 for probably about an hour just to test out doing the show in the car. So that's kind of what's going on with that. I've got all this new equipment. I bought a laptop, a broadcast ready laptop. This is a gaming laptop. It's got the Ryzen 9 12 core chip in it. It's got 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive. It's big 17-inch screen. It's got the full keyboard that lights up. It's an amazing laptop. Very fast. The bus rates and the board and stuff are very fast. It seems to do pretty well with heat so far. So tomorrow we're going to be testing this thing out in the car. And I'm going to be broadcasting with it for hours to see how it does. Is it going to be able to, is it going to be able to do it? I'm sure it will. And of course, we're going to get to practice. We're going to get to play with these new cameras. I absolutely love these new cameras. They're really neat. They've got where's the program for these? It's called OBS Bot, and it's like a little side program that runs. I don't know where it's going to pop up. Let me see, where do I got that one? Hold on, guys. Give me just a second here. I'll put it right here. Oh, stop it. It isn't working now. I don't know where that program, I don't see where that program came up. Oh, there it is. Huh. I don't know why it's not showing up on here. Like I said, these are some of the things I'm going to have to deal with. Oh well, I don't care. All right, I will deal with that tomorrow, so let's not worry about that anymore. All right, so let's go back to here and see what's going on. I'm going to watch the chat room. If there's anything you guys want to mention or talk about, just throw it up on the chat room there, and I will see it. Yeah, I'm going to be testing about 12 or 14 different pieces of equipment all together. So it's going to be a crazy day. And at some point I may just say and just drive on up. I don't know. But my plan right now, believe it or not, my plan right now as it is just to get in the car and drive. I don't even have an exact game plan yet. But I do know about where different clusters of different parks are. And I'm going to go down and by and through a bunch of different parks so that I can get credit for activating the parks and get credit for the contacts and all that. It's kind of a neat thing with POTA, Parks on the Air. And so you guys will be able to watch me actually work the radio. And what's neat about now is you'll get a view of the front and the back and a view of me and a view of the radio all at one time. So even when I'm in the car on a jetpack, you'll still get a multi-screen view of what's going on. And I can take these cameras and rotate them 360 degrees and look in all different directions. And I'm going to be working with where to put these and you know, different things. So it's going to be fun. You guys can work with me. Tell me what you like. Tell me what, you know, do you like the camera better here or there? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun to see what we can come up with as far as camera angles. And what we can come up with as far as the setup on the screen and all that. And like I said, I'm going to set all that up tomorrow. Once I get to my first location, I will set it up, start it up, and go live and see what happens. And I'll get you guys on, and then I'll work with it while I'm live, and we'll see what we can get going. No, I don't have any new information on that. I checked just before I went live. Yeah, there was. Yeah, hold on. There was some new information. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Suspect in DC National Guard attack is an Afghan. You didn't need a drum roll for that. Oh, where did it go? I hate when pages start jumping up and down. Okay. The gunman accused of shooting 2 National Guard members blocks from the White House the day before Thanksgiving is 29-year-old Afghan national Ramahanahala Lakawalahala. 3 law enforcement sources confirmed to Fox News Digital. La'anwala entered the U.S. legally in 2021 under humanitarian parole as part of the Biden administration's Operation Allies Welcome in the aftermath of the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Authorities are investigating the shooting as a possible act of international terrorism. FBI officials confirmed the 2 West Virginia National Guardmen remain in critical condition. A big blunder today. The Virginia governor came out and had an emergency press conference and announced that they were both dead. Yeah, that was a little bit embarrassing, considering they weren't dead, and he had to go back and immediately issue a retraction and an apology and all that kind of bullshit. Way to go, buddy. Yeah, they're bringing more people in now. This is going to crack things down more. They never get the result they want. Have you guys noticed that? I remember one time I was working at my radio station, and I was producing the afternoon show, and the morning show called me and said, "Hey, would you go do Man on the Street for us? We hear that there's a big line around Chick-fil-A, and we want to do it in the 8 o'clock hour." I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Because what had happened was the left had put out a boycott of Chick-fil-A. They come out and they said, we're going to put Chick-fil-A out of business. And they called for all the people in the whole country to stop going to Chick-fil-A. You guys remember that? Don't go to Chick-fil-A. It's a boycott. It's a big boycott from the left. And Chick-fil-A ended up having the biggest week, money-wise, that they've ever had before and ever had since. I went there with a recorder box back then and was recording with a microphone. I was interviewing people that were in the drive-through line that stretched about a half a mile. People were parking in the neighboring shopping center and walking over and waiting for an hour to get a chicken sandwich. Why? Because they were supporting their business that the left was boycotting. And the left tried to shut Chick-fil-A down, and as always, completely missed the mark. They missed the mark completely. Instead of shutting them down, they gave them monetarily the best week they've ever had. The best quarter, the best year, the best decade. Way to go. What you doing, Ed? Ed, why don't you say something? Ed, as he's gotten older, he's become a yeller. You guys have heard him before screaming at the door. You could hear him on the mic screaming at the door. They're talking about you, Ed. They're talking about you, buddy. He's sitting right up there by the computer. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, well, because you know what? Chick-fil-A's got their shit straight, man. They got it figured out. What you doing, Ed? Hey, what you doing? What you doing? Huh? What are you doing? It looks like you got one blue eye and one brown eye right now. But that ain't true, is it? Okay, so that's what there is. The only thing else I wanted to mention real quick, we had a little bit with space weather. We're under a high-speed solar wind stream right now, and There's a possibility overnight of G1 geomagnetic storms. That means that people in Canada and Alaska might be able to see them. So not a whole lot to tell here. These cars pull down my road, and my cat just sits out there, and the car drives around my cat. It's a dirt road. It's really rough, so they can't go very fast. But he just sits. It's Tony Todd. He just sits out there. There's another car pulling in, and he's going around him. Oh no, he moved for him. Oh, because he's turning around. Mama Bleep went out. I gotta get her back in. Not that I have to. She can stay out if she wants to. So anyway, to wrap up tonight real quick, that high-rise fire, just really bad news. But it's a testament to our fire codes here. You know, we used to have really bad high-rise fires here. And we don't have them as much anymore, and that's a testament to our fire codes. Does it make staying in a hotel in Vegas more expensive? Hell yeah. Yeah, it does. Does it make building your house more expensive? Yeah, it does. Because everything that goes in your house has to have a fire rating. But what that does is it buys you and your family time to get out, to get everybody and get out. In a high rise, you know, the most important things in a high rise are fire curtains, HVAC systems that remove smoke rather than blow it around the building. You know, they got, for 25 years now, they've got smart HVAC systems that work with the fire alarm system. And when it detects a fire in a certain area, what it does is it sucks the air from that area and blows it directly outside. And it blows fresh air into that area, and it positively charges the areas around it with more air so that the smoke doesn't go through the other areas of the building. It's really ingenious, the things they're doing by combining fire systems and air conditioning and HVAC systems and the movement of air, because face it, in most fires the smoke kills, not the fire. Some die from trampling, some die from falls, some die from the fire itself burning them. But the truth is 90% of deaths, a lot of times as high as 80 or 90% of deaths, are smoke inhalation. They die of the smoke before the fire ever gets to them. If the fire ever gets to them. They've had fires where they've got a whole room full of dead people, and that room didn't even burn. It's just, it filled up with smoke and they all fell down and died. It's terrible. A channel that I like to watch, they say I shouldn't promote other channels. It's not good, but I do anyway. One of my favorite channels here on YouTube is called Fascinating Horror. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of his channel. He's this British guy. It is in 1944, 2,900 people showed up at the store, and I love the accent, I love the music he uses, I love the way he tells the story, and he does them in 10 or 12 minutes. It's a little bit more attention Spanish, which is good. So I like it. Let me see if I can find him real quick. It's a Fascinating Horror. I'm sure it'll come right up. Yeah, there we go. He's got some great content, so I'm going to give him a plug here. Tell him I sent you. What he does everything. Train collisions, theater fires, all of the disasters that you didn't hear about growing up or didn't hear about on TV over the years. These are all like, a lot of these are in other countries and different things. He covers everything from like meteor strikes all the way to ship sinkings. So he does a little bit of everything. It's always, it's called Fascinating Horror. And I really like his channel. So I'm just putting it out there. I found him a long time ago, and I pretty much watched all his content. Yeah, is that true? I normally I have a lot more white light. I don't know why it seems so red tonight. I probably need to like turn this a little bit or something. You know what? And the umbrella light is not very bright. I could turn that up some, but I don't know. It's something like that. All my lights are either remote, or they're smart lights through hub space, or they are some kind of Bluetooth control, whatever. But see, yeah, this one here is the umbrella light, and see, it can get really bright. It can get way too bright. We certainly don't need it that bright. But this is the one I use to fill. To see, this fills me in, and it takes a lot of the red away. I do like the colors. I don't care. I don't put makeup on. I don't care if I look healthy on TV. Whatever. I don't care. There, is that better? That way you can see me a little bit better. All right. You gonna say hi finally, Ed? Not to me, to them. You're showing your ass right now. Literally. What do you think this is? OnlyFans? Come on. I don't know. I don't really watch parades much. I marched in a few. I marched in the Indianapolis 500 parade in high school. I've traveled around the states and marched, and it was fun. I loved marching, but to be honest with you, parades don't do nothing for me. I like covering parades. If I could get there and I could set up somewhere and cover it, I would. Like, we're going to be covering the night parade here, the Thomas Alva Edison Festival of Light, Grand Parade of Lights here, coming up after the first of the year. And I'm going to be covering that with my whole system here. I'm going to set up a table, have everything set up on a little table about this big, and I'm going to have tripods with the cameras above the crowd and everything. Really cool, trust me, it's going to be really neat. And that's all going to be after the first of the year when that parade comes up. They're saying hi to you, Ed. I don't know where. Oh, there he is. They're saying hi to you, buddy. He says, yeah, I'm licking my toe right now. I'll be over in a minute. Yeah, Junior, that channel, that Fascinating Horror, if you're into that sort of stuff, that he doesn't get into the gore, he doesn't show gory pictures or any of that. But like, what hooked me was the one of the big, what was it? The Dinner Club fire. Oh, God bless. Let me search his channel for the word dinner. I think it was the Beverly Hills Supper Club fire. That's the one that got me. He did a one on that. It comes right up. He did a 12-minute one on the Beverly Hills Supper Club fire. And that one was a really good one, and it kind of hooked me. The next one I watched was like this big indoor theme park that there was, and it all caught fire, and yeah. So anyway, it's if you're into that sort of thing, I mean, it is a little depressing sometimes because he does give all the facts and everything, but I like it because it's quick hit documentary. And it's disasters that you've never heard of before. Well, thank you, Yellow. Blessings to you as well. Yeah, I think he did the Coconut Grove. I'm pretty sure. Coconut Grove disaster, it's in here. Just go to his channel and hit the little search glass and put it in. It's probably there. He's got 410 videos. So, which, by the way, this week my channel, Starship Adventures, is celebrating its 5-year anniversary on YouTube. We have been producing videos on this channel for 5 years. We've got about 1,100 videos, and we are at over 25,000 subscribers. So thank you everybody for making it work for us. And I work every day to try to provide good content for you guys. There's only two kind of people on YouTube, and that's the people that want to do it and the people that are doing it. And to do it, it's a lot of hard work. That's why when I see these people talk about them YouTubers, man, they make good money. I'm like, let me explain something right off the bat. If a YouTuber's making good money, he's either very good, very entertaining, very amazing, or he's worked really, really hard for a really, really long time, or a combination of those two. I don't care whether you're Ryan Hall, y'all. I don't care whether you're the civil rights guys. It doesn't matter if it's a paint and body channel or an electrician that does a channel on how to switch out plugs. Everybody on YouTube's doing the same thing. They're just trying to get their word out. And 97% of YouTube channels have less than 100 videos. Most people give up long before they ever make their first dollar, long before they even stage one monetize their channel where they can get super chats or whatever. Because it just takes so long, so bloody long to get anywhere. But once you get there, you realize it has to be this way. Because popularity is not something you can print or create. There's only so many fans. And there has to be some method on here so that the cream rises to the top and the shit rises to the bottom. I don't want, whatever. And you have to work for it. You do. That's why 95% of these channels on here will never be successful. But that's okay. A lot of channels don't want to be successful. They just like broadcasting to their friends. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's also nothing wrong with someone like me that's an entrepreneur that wants to make a successful broadcast channel and has put everything into it for the last 5 years and is now starting to see a little bit of fruit from the labor. And all the fruit that I get goes right back into the studio. Everything I bought over here, all this broadcast equipment came from you guys watching those commercials. I know they suck. They suck. I'm sorry. But that money turns into broadcast computers and pan-tilt zoom cameras. The radio I bought with my money. That $1,200 radio, my money. I saved that money up out of my earnings. I actually didn't bill one of my clients for a whole long time, and then I billed him for $1,000. That's how I ended up getting that radio. Because you guys didn't buy that radio. I bought that radio. You guys have bought this computer and this tablet, and you've bought all these adapters and all those cameras. You've bought this air device. You guys bought this stuff. You guys bought this pole and this gimbal and the jetpack. Those all came out of YouTube money. And so all that money was rolled directly back into purchasing actual equipment that I can improve my presentation to you with. That's what you do when you're an entrepreneur. You don't take the first paycheck from your business until things are sailing. I will, at least until I get the silver plaque, I will roll everything I make back into the studio. After that, I would like to start seeing income so that I can move to Georgia and live in the mountains and give you guys even more content. Because if I didn't have to go to work 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, and have a bunch of private clients and everything else, I'd have twice as much time every week to do YouTube. I could do more shows. I could do content, video content. I could do road trips and drives and work the radio more and do contesting. There's so many things we can do. as a content provider and as an audience. And so I hope you guys understand where I'm at on this. All right, I've done it up till now out of the goodness of my heart, and I will continue to do it out of the goodness of my heart for a long time. I've been a philanthropist all my whole life. You know, I mean, I volunteered at the fire department for 2 years before I got my full-time job. I've always volunteered. I volunteered at several other departments. I do a lot of that. So I don't mind working hard and not getting paid for it, as long as what I'm doing is righteous and it's working towards a goal. And of course, this is working towards a goal. It's going to turn into a great business enterprise where I can make an income and I can live in the mountains and live my dream while providing you guys with amazing content for the rest of my life. That's really what I want to do. It's that simple, straight up. And I think I'm getting there. You know, this studio, I built this thing. It was a shell of a building when it was sat here. I didn't build the actual structure, although I could have. I'm getting too old to start with studs and a deck. But we got a great price on this building. It's like four grand or something. They brought it in, set it up for me. Hurricane strapped it down, you know, with the big things in the ground and the whole bit. It's a Metro Dade rated hurricane structure. And we've been great here. We've survived 3 hurricanes in this. And it's 12 by 16 or something, 12 by 14, whatever it is. And it's perfect for a TV studio. It really is. Now, when I moved to Georgia, I can't take this with me, unfortunately. I would absolutely love to just take this with me and just leave it set up, but that's not going to happen. I can't do that. It's not practical to. It's not going to be practical to take this structure with me. But everything that's in here will get packed into a U-Haul and taken up there. I've got a 16 by 16 side deck on the cabin up there. A 16 by 16 side deck. This building could fit there and you could walk all the way around it. That's how big it is. It's much bigger than this building. This building is 12 by 14. That's 16 by 16. So it's a lot bigger. I don't need that side deck. I don't use it. We had that built when we built the deck on there, and then we don't use it that much. It's kind of over on the side, and it's just a big old huge beautiful deck, and we never use it. It collects leaves. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and move that. I want to go ahead and build a structure there. I'll hire a contractor to build a structure, and I'm going to have them build my 16 by 16 studio, and it will have an outside door and a door into the house, and it'll be a connected structure. And I'm going to put 10-foot ceiling in it, because the 8-foot ceiling makes it difficult with the lighting. I want to be able to do better lighting. I want to put a grid up there and hang a bunch of lights and have it done properly. Right now it's a little haphazard because I've got an 8-foot ceiling. 8 foot that slopes down to 7.5. So really it's not even quite 8 foot. And that kind of makes it a little difficult. Of course it'll be kiddie friendly. I'm taking cats with me. There'll probably be 3 or 4 of the more feral ones that will stay here. And my son-in-law, my whatever you want to call him, my stepson that I had in my last marriage, he's going to be living here when I leave, or probably any time. I've told him to come back, but he's going to move in here at some point, and I will leave some of the cats with him when I leave. But I'm taking Ed Earl, and I'm taking Mama Bleep, and probably 3 or 4 of the others. I don't know. Daddy Kitty probably, and Tony. I don't know. But I can't take more than 4 or 5, but I'm gonna, we'll see who's alive, because this is gonna be like 3 more years. So we'll see who's around. All my cats are up over 8, 9 years old now. All those cats I just mentioned. Now I got the 2 younger boys in the bedroom, but Carlotta might take those. Those are kind of her cats. So she may end up taking those. If she takes those, then I take Ed and Mama and Dad, and I'm gone. And then the rest of them, can live here with Steven. They like him. They know him. So it's not the end of the world. It's going to work itself out. But yeah, the cats are always a concern. We don't have any other animals. The only other animal we had was that bird. We had neighbors that they stacked the bird out with the garbage. They put the bird cage out and they stacked garbage all around it like it was garbage. The bird was still in it. They threw the cage out with the bird still in it. The bastards. We heard her over there squawking because she had no water or nothing. She'd been out there for 2 days out by the road. And we hear this bird squawk, squawk, squawk. What the hell? We go over there and we find this bird in the cage. The people are gone. They put everything out to the road. It was a put out. I don't even know if it was the people that lived there or like the people that were the landlord that put her out there. I don't know. So we went and got that cage and brought it back to our house. And she's lived with us for 8 years now. That bird will probably outlive us all. Well, my son and my stepson took her. Pretty Girl's her name. And we're trying to give her a good life. She's a little freaked out, but we're trying to give her a good life. And we're not bird people. So he's trying to find her a home. He works at a pet store. They mostly do fish and stuff, but he's right now he's looking out for her a home, and we're going to rehome her. We probably should have done it a while back. But we're giving her good life. We give her good food. You know, she's got a nice big cage, and it is what it is. It's all I can do. It's not my bird, but I still take good care of her. But yeah, he's got her now. So right now it's just cats. That's all I have here is cats and frogs. But I don't take care of the frogs. They take care of themselves. But yeah, I plan on moving. All right, and the second thing I want to talk to you guys, the other thing I mentioned was tomorrow I'm going to be leaving sometime around noon or 1 o'clock. I should be going live with my first adventure. We're going to be testing out the equipment. I'm going to go live, and then I'll go off, and then I'll work on things for a little while. I'll move to the next park, and then I'll go live again. I'll probably also do some live driving as well. I've got a lot to set up in the morning. I'm hoping to get out by 10 or so. I got to get some stuff done. Like I said, I'm going to go off tonight. My head's starting to hurt, and I'm winding down now, so I'm probably just going to go to bed early and get up early. I do my best work between 6 and 9 a.m. I can see why old people... I used to always give old people a hard time. I'm like, they all go to bed at like 6 o'clock in the evening, and then they get up at like 4 in the morning, and they're like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, I never could understand it, but you know what? I understand it now. Sun goes down, I'm ready to go to bed. And the sun comes up, first light, I'm ready to go, and I got 3 or 4 hours of good brain time. And then it starts going downhill. By the time I get on this show, I'm half vegetable for you guys, unfortunately. I should have done this show in the morning. Jeff Foxworthy. Isn't he that you might be a redneck? He was the one that did that one, right? Because he was with the other 3 guys, Ingval and the cable guy, and my favorite one, I can't remember his name. The Tater. If you've ever heard someone in your house say, Ma, get that transmission out of the tub, you might be a redneck. Yeah, Ron White. That's Ron White was my favorite of the 4. He used to walk out with that liquor. When he does shows now, he has apple juice because he doesn't drink anymore. He walks out with apple juice on the rocks. I swear to God, it's hilarious. And he'll tell you before it's over. He tells you that's just so you know, that's apple juice. Ron White was the best. That story he tells, you know, you got me. I'm the Tater. Hey Ed, gonna say goodnight to everybody because we're getting ready to sign off. Last call for the chat room, guys. Anything you want to say before we go tonight? Like I said, I'll be doing multiple broadcasts tomorrow. 3, 4, 5 different broadcasts tomorrow. So, remember, tomorrow night at 9 p.m., you may not get a notification. Okay? You may not get a notification because I only get 1 or 2 or maybe 3 of those a day. if they work at all. So by the time I get to the 9 o'clock show, I may be out of notifications. So you may just want to check about 9 o'clock and see if I'm on. But I should be on right at 9. I'm trying to be punctual. I'm trying to come on right at 9 so you guys kind of know when I'm going to be here. And not, some of these YouTube people have a real hard time with punctuality. And I'm trying to be better than that. I'm trying to every night keep that broadcast time exactly at 9 o'clock if I can. I am what I eat, then I'm a fried, greasy pile of crap. I do not eat good food. I don't. I eat a lot of fast food, a lot of Arby's and Taco Bell. Those are my 2 cents right there. I can see it. I'm going to be going, you're not going to heaven because you ate way too much Taco Bell and Arby's. Yeah. Listen, I want everybody to have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. And remember something, okay? Don't argue with that crazy uncle, okay? Don't worry about those youngster liberal dinglings that come to your parties that are friends of your other friend or whatever. Don't worry about that jackass that always has to come and put CNN on the TV because he's a prick. You know, you don't have to go in there and remind him that Fox got 7 times the ratings that CNN did last quarter. You don't have to tell him that if you don't want to, but you could. It ain't worth it. It's just not worth it. You know, I got family up. I go see them every now and then, every year or so I go see them. I bring my mom over there. It's my aunt and uncle. I love them to death. But they're liberals. They're dyed in the wool. One of them's a Bernie Sanders liberal and another one's a Hillary Clinton liberal. So it's like they're messed up on 2 different trees. And when I go there, he has a Bernie Sanders shirt that he wears anytime I go there. There's no way that it just happens to random chance every time I happen to go to his house and he knows I'm coming that he wears the Bernie Sanders shirt. And there's no way that he has CNN on 5 different TVs all day long. I don't believe it because I just don't believe it. But we don't talk about it. We never say a word about politics to each other. We talk, we don't jab, everything's cool. But he has to do, there's these little things like CNN on all the TV. It's little things like that. Don't let family members drive wedges in between people using politics. Just declare it a politic-free zone. You know? And just don't do it. It ain't worth it. It isn't worth upsetting your mother. It isn't worth upsetting your grandmother, upsetting your wife. It isn't worth it upsetting your kids. It isn't worth it damaging what might be someone's last Thanksgiving. Don't ever forget. You know, my mother's not doing great right now, and I think of stuff like this. Every time, you know, when you have a loved one that's not doing well, and they're reaching the sunset of their life, you start to think about, is this the last time? Is this the last Thanksgiving, the last Christmas, the last day, the last time I go see her? And that's what's important. Yeah, the food's good. It's nice having the day off. None of that really matters. What matters is the people. You're with the people. You're with those people in your life, whether it's your friends or your family, your loved ones, you and your wife, whatever it is. You and your husband, you and your significant other, whatever it is. If it's just you and your 2 kids, whatever, you're together for that day. And you sit at a table like we did in the old days, and you break that bread together. You carve that turkey, and you talk about the family members that are gone. You talk about all the people that used to be around that table, and you celebrate the ones you still have. Do that tomorrow. I'll do it on Sunday because my family's celebrating on Sunday, but I'll be thinking of you guys tomorrow. and I'll be coming on quite a bit tomorrow during the day. I know you guys will be busy, a lot of you, and I don't expect anybody to come in. It's for testing, it's for fun, it's for the hell of it, it's to get new people. Let's see what we can do. But if you guys can come in, that's great. And then tomorrow night, 9 p.m., I'll come on for a little while. We'll see how everybody's doing on Thanksgiving. But like I said, it's about the people, okay? It's about the people first. The fellowship, the love. And for many, it's also about God. And it's about country. And then it's about food. Just keep it in perspective. And don't let that crazy uncle bastard get under your skin. All right? You guys have a good one out there. Live from the StarShip Studios in Southwest Florida. My name's Ian. Bidding you all a farewell tonight on the sights and sounds of Earth from Starship Adventures. And saying have a happy Thanksgiving out there tomorrow. And I hope to see you out there on the road somewhere or tomorrow evening for the show. But either way, have a great Thanksgiving and a wonderful day tomorrow. The weather should be great for much of the country. And I hope that you guys have a great day. Everybody have a good night. 7 3s. We'll see you later. Be safe.